Okay, welcome back to FTL. Today we are going to be playing through the final ship and the final variant. This is the Type B of the crystal ship, the Carnelian. As you can see, it's kind of set up like the Mantis Type B. You have a 4-person teleporter, no weapons, and 3 crystal crew. So it can be fun. I've played through it with it once before, and I did pretty well, so we'll see how it goes this time. Rename it something. There we go. That's pretty metal. And let's get going. So, unlike the starting Mantis ship, you do start out with 3 crew, but they're crystal, so they're not quite as good at hand-to-hand. Hopefully, that will get made up for by their extra hit points. So, let's get going. And just like the Mantis Type B, we have no way of dealing with automated ships until we get some weaponry, so we need to avoid those fights whenever possible. And that's 2 in a row now, and we're not going to get away from this one, so I pretty much just have to sit here and wait until I can jump away. And I'm going to take some damage because I've only got 1 level of shielding. But maybe we'll keep getting lucky with dodging those missile shots. I should probably put somebody in the shield room just so they recharge more quickly while I wait to get out of this fight. The AI is really bad about timing their attacks, so I might be able to get out of this without a scratch. Oh, it's jumping away, so we're going to have less time in the starting sector, but at least we didn't take any damage. So yeah, like the Mantis Type B, this is a little bit more reliant on your luck starting out. Jeez, that's a 3rd one than the other ships, and this one's disabled my shield, so this is off to a pretty rough start. The Crystal Vengeance did a little bit of damage there, but I don't really think that'll be enough to actually help us out. Going from bad to worse. Oh, come on. Now I have no way of jumping out. Losing hit points. And I'm probably going to lose that crystal. Yep, great. Alright, we got to get that engine room fixed first and foremost. And there's fire in there too. Great. We are really taking a beating here. At this point, I don't know if I'm actually going to pull this off, but we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, he's disabled almost all of my systems now. Oh, there goes another crew member. Yeah, I don't think we're going to survive this. I don't have any oxygen, and yeah. Well, if I die, we'll just start over. This goes to show you the drawbacks of starting off with a ship that doesn't have any starting weaponry. Okay, we've got the engines running. Let's see if we can... Oh god, we're running out of air. And there's a hull breach in there. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it. Yep, there we go. So, some bad luck there, but we'll just restart and see how the second try goes. Alright, we get a free crew member out of that, which will be very handy. I'm going to send him to the engine room because the bonus to evasion and FTL drive recharging will be very helpful. Remember to fully power my engines while I'm at it. Okay, now this is a fight we can probably win. I'm actually going to send all 3 of my crystal men on board to fight this, because the rebel ships do tend to have more crew. Didn't really mean to send them all in there, but that's okay. I think we can still win this fight. My teleporter down, that's a little bit worrisome. but I'm going to wait until we win the fight before I bother fixing that. There go our shields. But that should be the last of their crew. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now the door layout on this ship seems pretty good, so getting the fire under control shouldn't be too much of an issue. Then we'll just bring everybody home, get everything repaired, and be on our way. That got us a lot of scrap starting out, so we're in pretty good shape, all things considered. Much better than that first try. Probably help if I turn my medbay on. I'm just going to leave that Engie in the pilot room for now. I think he might be a little bit more useful there until we get some more crew. Oh dear, alright. This is going to be a problem because we'll be dodging asteroids and incoming fire and waiting for our engines to charge. We do have cloaking though. I didn't notice that the first time through, so that could actually be pretty handy. It'll at least give us one more option for avoiding damage while we wait to jump away. Of course that hits my missiles, or my shield, but whatever. I think we'll get out of this. Just gonna cloak again, to be safe while I wait to jump out of here. I could, actually, now wait, because his shields have been destroyed, so I could just sit here and let the asteroid field take him out for us. I think that's a good idea. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Take a little while because the asteroids are pretty randomized, but he has no evasion and no shielding, so 2 more incoming rocks ought to take him out. There we go. Some free scrap, and we win a fight that we wouldn't have otherwise had any options. And we get a nice free upgrade for it, too. That was very cool. Here we get a chance to help out some rebel fighters, and we're going to do that. I think it's much better to have all of your boarding party in one room wherever possible. Especially this early in the game, there was no chance that they would actually be outnumbered, so this is going to be a much quicker fight. I do keep taking hits, so I would love to get my shields upgraded, but at this point, getting functional weaponry is more of a priority. We get a nice reward for that. Got a fire on board the ship, but that should be fairly easily dealt with. Even though I don't have any weapons, it's good to have your weapon bay fully repaired because it gives them something else to target, and even if you're not using that system, it's something that they might be shooting at instead of something more critical, like, you know, your shields. Alright. These guys are going to try to jump away, but I think 3 crystal crew should be able to take out their guys before they can get out of here. If not, well, it would be funny to try and get through the rest of the game with just one Engie crew member, but I think we'll be able to pull it off. Got one more guy, but since he's no longer piloting the ship, they're not going anywhere. Once again, we took a hit there, and that was a surprisingly lousy reward, actually. I was hoping to get a little bit more scrap out of that, but I'll take whatever I can get. And we are taking a bit of a beating, so I would love to find a store to, at the very least, get our hull repaired. Alright, we've got a bunch of stuff. Good. We should be able to visit both stores and a couple other sectors by the time we have to get out of here. Oh, a burst laser 2, my favorite weapon. I'll absolutely take that. And sell that anti-personnel drone, we don't need that. And for the time being, I think spending money on weapons upgrades, even though we won't be able to use anything immediately, will be more prudent. We come across another forward scout, and once again, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to kill their crew before they can actually get out of here. Especially if they're only going to send them in one at a time like that. Alright, there we go. That was a piece of cake. I think I have enough, yeah, I have enough to upgrade my weapons one more time, which means that with a little bit of power juggling, we'll actually be able to fire back at people, which should make things dramatically easier. There we go. Although, it doesn't really, well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send these guys into the shield room and see if I can take out that missile launcher with a volley or two so he's not pumping missiles into us while I deal with his crew. There we go. That's all the damage I really need to do. Very nice. And once again, I forgot I had cloaking, and I could have just cloaked to dodge that missile, but no harm, no foul. I could check out that store, but I don't have much scrap, and I think I'd rather save it up for shields, so I'm going to visit this enemy ship sector instead. And this time, we can actually deal with this guy. I'm going to go ahead and man the battle stations while I'm at it, since I'm not going to be doing any teleporting in this fight. And this should be a pretty quick fight. We get a good reward. I'm going to pump all of that into upgrading my shields. Once again, we'll have to do a little bit of reactor juggling, but should be able to keep all the critical stuff running. Let's move on to the next sector. Oh wow, we have an extremely friendly sector map ahead of us. That's very good news. Might as well jump through the nebula, see if I can buy myself a little bit of time. And I don't plan on using ammunition too much, and free fuel is always nice, so I'm going to see if I can secure the fuel supply here. And we get a little bit lucky in that this is a pretty dinky ship, so it shouldn't take too much effort to defeat its crew. It is a Rockman, which is a shame, but 3-on-1 is not much of a contest. And a Mantis. This may get a little close, but I'm not worried. Very good. 5 fuel and 34 scrap. sector here, which will give me a chance to recuperate. I have to say, I do like the overall layout of this ship a little bit more than the Type A. I think they're both very good, but this one seems a little bit better as far as airlock position and critical room positioning goes. If they ever do a sequel to this game, I would absolutely love for there to be like a build your own ship mechanic. That would be super cool. Anyway, let's get some free stuff out of that. Check out this distress beacon. If only I had a rockman. Well, let's see if there are any survivors. Nope, just a little bit of scrap. But at least we did come across a store. I don't think I really want to buy drone control just yet. I think I could better spend that scrap on other things. Like some more power, for instance. Now we can run everything. And I upgraded our doors once as well. I'm going to jump back the way we're going because I don't think this beacon down here is actually going to connect to the ones near the exit. I'd rather not get stuck fighting the rebel fleet if I don't have to. Aha, a Zoltan ship. Shouldn't be too much of an issue since we have a very good burst laser. And I don't even think he'll be able to get through my shields with those two puny little lasers of his. One more volley and then I'll be able to send in my boarders. I like that in the fluff of this game, the crystal men are like this mysterious species who've been locked away for millennia or whatever. So it's funny to imagine them teleporting onto an enemy ship and the enemy crew being like, what the fuck are these things? What? There we go, leveled up in combat for one of my dudes. Got a good reward. And this time we have some boarders to deal with, but there's Zoltan, they're not a threat. They're heading for my cloaking room, which seems strange. I mean, I'll take it, but it does seem like an odd choice. I think the air is going to run out in there before they can actually disable it. Nope, not quite. Well, really, I just wanted to herd them in here so I could fight them off. While I'm dealing with them, I'll see if I can disable that ship's weapons as well. Took a hit to my door system, but that's not really something I'm concerned about. There we go. Their weapons down. I'm free to just heal up my guys, and then I can go take out their crew. Very nice. Once my Angie is done fixing our cloaker, we'll be able to jump away. Actually, I should have him heal up real quick while I'm at it. There we go. We've got enough time, so I might as well check out a few more beacons before we get out of here. We are in a Zoltan-controlled sector, so these shielded ships are not much of a surprise. These guys do have a medbay that I'm going to have to disable before I can board them. But this early in the game, they've only got one level of regenerating shielding, so it shouldn't be too much trouble. One more volley ought to take out the medbay, and then I'll be able to head over. Only damaged it. I'm gonna have to wait one more. There we go. that level there. It's two of them that are on their way to maxing out combat, which is very cool. I probably should have waited for my borders to heal up before I jumped to this beacon, but it shouldn't be too much trouble as long as they don't have like an anti-personnel drone or something. Alright, we are pretty much rolling in scrap for this point of the game. And we wake up this assault drone, but we have a good weapon. Shouldn't be too difficult to take it out. I'm a little concerned about that bomb weapon he's got there. I'd like to disable that. That'll do. Alright, with that we are ready to move on to Sector 3, which is what I will do next time. I'll catch you guys then.